Yes. What is up,
What
everybody?
up?
Welcome to episode 43 of the J&J Dating Dynamics podcast. I'm obviously number one J. Number two J is trying to front.
Get out of
And
here.
it is Des Bryant's favorite new podcast. What's going on, my friend? How are you?
What up? What up? What up? I'm good. How are you?
Chilling. We are here bringing everybody the weekly dose of everything their father should have taught them but didn't. And I'm trying to go live on Instagram here, but we can't. I'm going to request to join
I got you. Hold up.
and request. All right. And I am now live on Instagram as well. Almost. There I am. There I am. Let me turn down that volume. All right. What is up, Instagram? And welcome to the J&J Dating Dynamics podcast, episode 43. Signs she is about to leave you. But first, Justin, how you doing, buddy? How you been? How was your week?
Doing great, man. Doing pretty good. Can't complain. Just working hard as usual. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. I see the names have been rectified on the screen. So I'm number one J. He's number two J. And let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Today, we're talking about signs your girl's about to leave you. Shout out to Pawamoto on the Instagram side. Come on over to the YouTube side. Shout out to Jay Blaze on the chat, as always.
You can't just say it's been rectified. Go in and change it and then come back and cut me off.
You keep arguing these points, and it's just not valid, man. Not valid.
Guys, we'll let you guys vote at home. Who's the number one J?
All right. If you haven't yet hit the like button, I want everybody to comment either on the chat or on the comments if you're watching it after the fact. Who's number one J? Who's number two J?
If I'm the number one J, throw number one in the chat.
What if I'm the number one J?
Nah, if he's the number one J, put a number two.
I control the production, so I'm always going to be number one. So it's just like that. Just like that. Anyway, today we're going to talk about signs that your girl is going to leave you. Justin, do you have off the top of your head any signs that your girl's getting ready to bounce?
Bro, girls don't do that to me.
Stop. Girls do that to
I'm
everybody.
just kidding. Signs your girl's about to leave. I'd say someone that's just disassociating themselves, uninterested in things.
Yep. We're going to go over this, but the theme of tonight's podcast is going to be change. You start seeing a lot of change, that means your girl's about to leave. Everybody on the Instagram side, go to Justin's story and hit the YouTube link. Come on over to YouTube. That's where the party happens. We're only going to stay on Instagram for a little bit, and then we're going to just finish it out on YouTube. Like I said, that's where the party's going on. We got Jay Blaze out in the chat. He says, of course, if she has her phone. That's an obvious one. But I'm going to go over quite a few here that I have written down. and then Justin's going to give me his opinion. So, without any further ado, let's get to the first one. Well, first off, I always advocate don't date a girl who has a large presence on social media. Even if she does, you should have access to that social media. However, watch her social media for inspirational quotes or quotes about change. If she all of a sudden starts posting horoscopes and quotes and new life things and new change things and change for the better things and grow as a person out of nowhere, she getting ready to bounce. Justin, what do you say to that?
I could agree to that. Except the first part you were talking about. I don't really believe in checking on my significant other's socials.
Sure, we disagree on that point, but we can agree on the fact that if she's all of a sudden starting to post things like that, she's getting ready to bounce, right?
I feel intuitive enough to just trust my gut feeling. I've been right every time,
Sure. And
and
normally you do get that feeling in your gut that something's just not right. She's not
yeah,
right. Right. Normally, trust your gut on these things. If you think she's checking out, she's probably checking out.
you get some good actors out there though.
Oh yeah, you do. But I like
Uh,
we want to give guys like straight up clear signs that she's getting ready to bounce.
oh,
Like,
number one clear sign. If you're in a long term relationship
mhm.
and out of nowhere, without talking to you, she switches up and starts wanting to eat better and starts working out and starts dressing different.
I have my list here. That's my last one because that's the most
New
impactful one. Let's get to right to that one. If she out of nowhere starts going to the gym, starts getting new workout clothes and all this, and she goes to the gym without you, that's a big one. She's 1000% getting ready to bounce. She's getting that body ready for somebody else.
if
And
she's going somewhere and you're trying to invite yourself just
that's
because you're like,
bad.
all right, babe, I'll come with you. And she's like, oh, no, 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 it's fine.
No
It's
need, no need. Don't worry. Stay here, play your video games with your boys. That is a bad sign, gentlemen. If she starts going to the gym without you, bad sign. Very bad sign. The next one I have here on my list is she stops asking you to come around. Say she normally brings you around family gatherings, and all of a sudden, hey, sister has a birthday, but don't worry, I'll go. I'll just show up. If she starts asking, if she stops asking you to be a part of her world, very bad sign. Yeah, they'll say things like, "Let me spread my wings." This did Lace. You ever
if
had
you
anything?
notice,
You ever have anything like that happen?
what was that?
You ever have anything like that happen where they
I've had
ask you to come
all of
around?
that stuff happening.
Yeah, I think everybody
Uh,
has. If you're watching this on Instagram, come on over to YouTube. This is where the party happens. But yeah, if she stops asking you to be a part of her world, 100% she's getting ready to check out.
Pretty much. And then if there's like some distance and then you come back into her world and you're like, let's say around her friends
Hmm.
and you feel like they're all like giving you the side eye and it's just clearly awkward.
Yeah. Watch her friends' behaviors. If her friends are normally friendly toward you and they start conversation, et cetera, and all of a sudden her friends don't talk to you nearly as much when you come around, another very bad sign. Another very, very bad sign. Let's see. Okay, most people are party to a routine. And this is going to be the last one on Instagram. Guys, if you're on Instagram, come on over to the YouTube, check out Justin's story, J Dance right there. The link is right there on Instagram. Come on over to YouTube. And once you get here, hit that like button. Make sure you do that. So yeah, everybody falls, into a routine. Everybody has a routine that they follow. If her routine starts to change without you being the driver of it, without you being a part of it, she's checking out. And before we continue, let me throw this caveat in there. If she starts checking out, it's not necessarily your fault. It can be, and we can go over those scenarios later. But more than likely, she's already found somebody else. She may not be with them yet, but she's getting ready to. Justin, you're muted.
Nah, no, I have some background noise going on over here.
Is it from that rain?
Um,
Is it from that rainforest behind you? You got some yum.
no, I just got some city noises, some ambulances, some loud honking, crazy kids.
Hmm. Jay Blaze brings up a great one that we are going to cover on the YouTube side. Guys, if you're on Instagram, come on over to YouTube. Hit Justin's story right there, Jay Dance. Hit that story. The link is right there. If I'm correct on that, Justin. Yeah, you're muted.
If you click on my story, you guys can there's a little link in there you can click. It'll bring you right to the YouTube live. You can
All
check us
right,
out
so
there.
let's go ahead and say goodbye to the Instagram folks. Y'all, thank you for joining. Come on over to YouTube. We want to see you here and join the chat. Drop comments, drop a like button when you come in. Peace out, Instagram. All right. So now that it's just us.
Hmm.
By the way, do you like this layout better than this layout?
I like the other one.
Yeah, I like this one better too. I wanted to ask you, as we keep moving along here, what do you think about doing, and we can talk about next week, what do you think about doing a kind of like an election preview sort of thing? Maybe not necessarily related to dating dynamics, but it might be interesting to cover. What do you think?
If we do that, I want to have my boy Ronnie on the show.
Bring him on, man. Bring him on. Is he a Democrat?
No,
Oh, we need a Democrat. I can find us a Democrat.
I'm an ex.
You're an
I'm a
ex-Democrat?
I'm a converted.
Oh wow, that's gonna be interesting. Okay, yeah, maybe we'll talk about it. Maybe that's next week's show. Jay Blaze brings up a great one. This one's great. If out of nowhere she starts talking about a male coworker who she hates or it's annoying, that guy's name is Kevin, and he works in sales, by the way. That guy, she's already picked him out. He's next, and she's gonna start pulling away from you.
I've had that one happen too.
Yeah, have you? I think that's one that I haven't had.
I feel like I've had all sorts of scenarios happen.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was the one where like the girl didn't come home, and I like changed the locks on the door, packed all her stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a guy at work, and she go, "Oh yeah, I have this guy at work. Oh yeah, my friend at work. Oh, I went to lunch with this guy at work. Oh, I went to my work buddy." She worked at a plastic surgery place,
Okay, so this
and she
doctor
kept staying late at work, and she had burn marks going down her legs, like these little dots.
burn mark, like cigarette burn.
Yeah, no, it was laser hair removal,
Oh, okay.
but I guess she was doing it herself, and then like the other guy knew how to do it, but she
Okay.
was staying late at work for like a week leading up to the no show at home one night.
Oh, that's the girl with the no show.
Yeah, and even before that, dude,
She was
I was
playing
about
that shit for a while.
I was about to buy her a snowboard one year for Christmas. And bro, like 2 weeks before Christmas, she shows up with a brand new snowboard. I'm like,
Who got you that?
whose is that?
Who financed it?
I'm thinking, did she buy that for me? It was a pretty dope board. I'm like, did she buy that for me? I'm like, whose is that? Oh, she was like, oh, the guy from work had it just laying around. He gave it to me.
No, 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 no,
Bro, it
Justin.
was a female board.
But we have heard that story more than once, and you ended up doing the right thing when they hit that
Oh,
point.
yeah.
Yes.
Day one, packed the boxes and threw her shit
Now,
out.
for everybody watching, I can confirm Justin's not necessarily a red pill guy. He's kind of I call him purple pill kind of, but I will confirm for a short king, he's got game. I will say that. I can confirm that. Justin
Thank
has
you, brother.
I got you, buddy. I got you. I'm gonna get you those 2-inch lifts for Christmas.
I don't know if this is helping me, but all right.
How could it hurt, man? How could it hurt? All right, let's move on to the next one. She starts withholding sex. That one's pretty basic.
Oh yeah.
If
I
you guys
mean,
if you guys are doing it,
either you did something wrong and you're not past the makeup point, but if you've made up, there's just gets stagnant, and
yeah,
then you notice some weird shit in between.
even
Yeah,
without a fight, if she starts breaking out of the routine, let's say maybe you guys don't live together, but she comes over every Friday and she starts telling you things like, "Oh, not tonight, I have a headache" or something like that. That's a bad sign. It can happen once maybe, and you should put your foot down anyway. But But if it starts happening more and more and more and more, and she's constantly not in the mood, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, something's wrong. More than likely, she's already getting it somewhere else. Okay.
How about me? I was dating a bartender once. This girl has the balls, the cojones, the freaking ovaries to introduce me to the guy that she cheated on me with
No, after she cheated on you with him?
before.
Oh my god. See, that's the thing. That's the thing women do is we know women monkey branch, right? That
But
you
how,
meet a guy, you
listen,
have another one.
they always say you're supposed to be mad at your spouse in a situation of cheating
Mhm.
because the other person has nothing to do with it. But in a situation like that, there's like a man code there. Like, you shook my hand.
Yeah, man,
Like,
but
we made eye contact.
you
It's
gotta
like,
understand most guys out there, most guys are not your friends, bro.
no, I know, but you know what? That goes to show you what kind of person that individual is. So,
Yeah, no, absolutely. No. Look,
in
most
the end, they end up losing.
yeah, I mean, I guarantee you that girl cheated on him too. I mean, girl, women are notorious for that.
It's
But
all good.
you're absolutely
I've
right.
ruined that guy's life. Sorry, dude.
Don't tell me you slashed his tires on his motorcycle.
No, I definitely did not do that.
Okay. All right, good.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, me neither. I have no clue. Uh,
Um, Actually,
inside jokes, people. Inside jokes.
I yeah, I let the cat out of the bag on his end.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So he was seeing somebody else too.
No, no, he was married
Oh, ooh.
with children.
Yikes. But yeah,
Sorry.
women will do that. Women will bring like whatever guy they're interested in, the guy who's next, and they always know who's next, by the way. They will try to bring him close to make you not suspect, to make you think he's not a threat, so that they can be around him while they're around you. That's a notorious tactic that I've seen employed quite a few times, actually. All right, guys, if you are in YouTube, which is the only place we're broadcasting now because we got off Instagram, go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't yet. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Jay Blaze, I know you hit the like button and I know you subscribe because you the man. By the way, Jay Blaze and I don't know if you know this, Justin, we've been doing a sports podcast twice a week with Mr. Donovan Sharp on his channel.
That's
I saw
pretty
him.
awesome.
It's been
Yeah, no, you told me. You invited me a couple times, but
yeah, I got to talk to Donovan about us doing a segment on his show. That'll be really cool. But for right now, we're just doing the sports till we can figure out the schedule, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, that's gonna be very cool. All
gotcha.
right, I have three more here. Well, one we kind of already covered. I have three more, but I wanna I wanna give you some of my experience. One of the signs is if she starts taking ownership of things that don't make sense. Meaning, when I was married, I had this instance where this was the first time I noticed that she might be getting ready to check out. I just had bought a brand new laptop for work, or I was about to buy a brand new laptop for work. And this is another life. This was a time in my life where I let her handle money. I was like, whatever, you take care of it. Bad mistake, by the way, guys. But anyway, it came time to buy my new laptop because I needed it for work, etc. And she's like, okay, we'll buy the laptop for you, but the home computer is now mine. Is now solely mine. If she starts taking ownership of things that don't really make sense for her to have ownership of, official ownership, that's a very bad sign. What do you say to that? Have you ever had something like that happen?
No, can't say that I have.
Well, I have.
Did it seem like she was trying to hide something in that computer or laptop?
No, not at all. I still had access to the computer and everything, but it's like the way I thought of it, that was the first time I realized why does she need to take ownership of her own computer? I mean,
Yeah,
that's been
I think
our
I know exactly what you're talking about. I haven't experienced it, but I've seen that in other couples, and
yeah.
it's like, no, that's mine, and that's like, if we're together, why does it have to be?
Yeah, that was like the house community computer, but she wanted it to be solely hers. Why? So that when she left, she could take her computer with her. obviously. Now, obviously, hindsight's always 2020. Jay, Jay Blaze, what do you mean you need a spot on a show?
What show do you think?
TSR Live? Crickets? I don't know. Dude, I do hear crickets coming through my headphones. Is that you? Is that the jungle behind you?
I have no idea, man. There's like tons of noises over here. It's always
Oh,
something going on.
that is funny. By the way, Kimber, Trigger's daughter, turned 6 months recently. So shout out to her. Where's this?
Awesome. Hey,
Congratulations, Kimber. So that means in just about 6 more months, she's gonna get start getting ready to have puppies, and that'll be fun. And I don't know where Justin. Oh, they're here. That means in about 6 months, she's gonna start getting ready to have some puppies, and that'll be good times. Good times. Not with Trigger. I do not. Nobody condones family relations of any kind here, unless Justin does. I've never asked.
get out of here, bro.
Good.
Not over here.
Yeah, Jay Blaze, we are going to be going on the TSR live probably once a week, starting either in December or in the new year. That's something that we're talking about with Donovan, so that'll hopefully help us get our audience up. I do see we do have a few people watching, so guys, go ahead and comment on the chat, or ladies, go ahead and comment on the chat. Any signs that you've lived through that told you that your partner got ready to leave, and we'd love to put them up on screen.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions or any stories to share, we'd love to hear it.
That'd be great. Yeah. Yeah, we always like to bring people on. Jay Blaze, you're always welcome. If you ever want to come on, just say so. Just shoot me a text. So let's move on here. Next, she starts. She begins to start little arguments about nothing,
Nothing
or
fights.
or she starts accusing you of cheating. Women love to project, right? So if she's accusing you of cheating, she's cheating. She's projecting. Now, obviously, a lot of men do that too. That kind of goes both ways. That goes without saying. But women are notorious for projection, right? So whenever they're accusing you of something, that means they're guilty of it. That
Not always, but
not normally. I mean, in general terms, as we always speak about here.
uh, girls trips.
Yeah, girl strips are another. If she start, yeah, girl strips are a no go for me. If we're in a serious committed relationship, there ain't no girl trips. That ain't happening. All right, Jay Blaze says cheaters project that other people cheat. Yeah, absolutely. Cheaters will always accuse others of cheating. Have you ever had anybody accuse you of cheating only to find out they were cheating?
No,
Interesting.
I did find out though. Maybe I was just that good. They didn't get that far.
In hindsight, I have had that happen in a previous relationship. Come to think about it, now that I think about it, I mean, I caught her cheating and cut her loose. That was immediate, but I'm just remembering now that a few months before that, she started accusing me of cheating out of nowhere. I mean, I had taken no actions or given no indications to that fact, and then she just started accusing me of cheating out of nowhere.
I wonder what that is. Like, are they like testing the waters?
I think they're trying to gauge response, trying to throw you off the scent, trying to make you defend yourself so you don't go on the offensive, trying to find things out.
I do remember once in a very, very young relationship, probably the last time I ever cheated.
Hmm.
Um, I remember feeling so guilty. I couldn't tell the girl. So I just kind of like went monotone and like put a wall up until she just like got sick of my blandness and just she left me.
Yeah, I did that when I was younger too, but I feel like at older ages, women are more likely to do that than men are. Men, when both of us, when we hit our 30s, women are much more likely to put up a block and kind of try to make you break up with her than we are to do that at our age. I mean, when we're young, men do that. I did that. I can't count how many times when I was like in my teens and early 20s. Jay Blaze on the chat, as always, saying all these problems are modern. Back 2, 3 generations, men and women didn't interact nearly this amount. You are absolutely correct. the amount of interactions, especially that women have these days, are far greater than they used to just even 10 years ago. Now anybody and everybody from around the world can drop into their DMs and just start up a conversation, and women go out on all these lavish trips to Dubai or Monaco or whatever from these billionaires who just want to, you know, do their thing and move on. And a lot of them get a free trip out of it. That happens quite a bit, actually. We've talked about the Dubai porta potties here before.
Hmm.
That's a bad look with the
What
sponsors.
about how about this one? Constantly going out with single friends on the weekends, clubbing.
Well, you shouldn't, guys. You should not be dating a girl that goes clubbing to begin with. No, that's a no go. But if she out of nowhere starts going on girls' night outs, starts going to happy hour with her workers, with her coworkers, or things like that, out of like these things start happening out of nowhere, that those are definite signs that she's checking out of the relationship. 100%.
Trust your guts. If something feels off, it probably is.
Absolutely. We're going to go back to that theme time and again. And all of these guys, you've noticed, they all surround change. If there's drastic changes, that is not a good thing. Women love to get comfortable in their routine with a man they love, admire, and respect. If that routine starts to change of her own accord, something's up. Something's wrong. Okay. Let's see here.
What you got?
No, I just got a weird text. The person who just texted me, you should be putting that on the chat, not on text. Somebody else is watching and they're texting me. I'm like, no, you need to put that on the chat so we can bring that up along with Jay Blaze.
What'd
God,
they say? What'd they say?
I don't know. My AC turned. I want them to put it on the chat. My AC turned off. It is hot as a bastard in here.
Go put it on.
All right, 1 second.
We won't miss you.
Person on the text, bring it up to the chat.
Number 2J, here. Now's my time to replace the numbers in here. How do I do this? But yeah, if you guys have any stories, we'd love to hear them. Like I said, we got a couple. When you feel somebody pulling back, just becoming recluse, not opening up, not
Actually, um, going back to the point of Instagram and a lot more amount of interactions here in Florida, they're about to pass a law to ban all cell phones on public in all public schools. I think that is a fantastic law and that needs to be passed nationwide. The federal government shouldn't pass it, but every state on in the country should be
I
passing.
mean, dude, not for nothing. Not to uncover my age here, but when I grew up, we weren't allowed to have anything. We couldn't chew gum. We couldn't wear hats. I
Two
had
guns, hats, beepers. Remember when beepers came out? That was
I
the
was just gonna say beepers were the thing, and
we
if
just
they saw you with it, you would get in trouble.
we just dated ourselves in a huge way.
And then with cell phones, you were not allowed. If you got caught with a cell phone,
Ooh, that was a bad day.
yeah, either
That wasn't
detention, it got
yeah, you didn't just get it taken
confiscated.
away. You didn't just get it taken away. You got detention,
Your
repeat offense.
parents got called.
Yep, absolutely.
So I don't understand why they allowed it in the first place. It's a computer. If you're taking tests, can't you just like I don't know. It makes no sense for me.
I mean, I think teachers' jobs are incredibly hard to begin with. So to throw people with a 100% interaction machine and entertainment machine in front of them at
Dude,
all
not
times,
for nothing. Instagram is a dating app. It's very
it,
sexual. It's all media. It's all retail. They're trying to get you to buy things and
yep.
learn things, and it's not appropriate for kids. Honestly, if the age of consent is 17, like for sex, why is it not the same for these apps?
Well, actually, I think it might be. All of these things in their terms and conditions have an age requirement. Let me see if I can look that up real quick. Instagram age requirements.
But I definitely agree with you. It's. I think that'd
Oh,
be a good idea to get rid of that stuff in school.
and that's on Instagram, but their age requirement, you must be at least 13 years old to have an Instagram. 13 is a little young, if you ask me, for any app.
You know what? If they were to monitor it and make a PG-13 kind of version from like 13 to 17,
Kind of like YouTube did with YouTube Kids.
yeah.
Hmm.
I
That
mean,
could be something interesting to look into. I, for one, my daughter just turned, or actually, she's about to turn 14 early next year. But the only social media that I've allowed her to have, unlike her cousins and her friends, the only social media she's allowed to have is Pinterest, and I have full access to it. So, and I get every notification. So,
isn't it crazy how things just slowly change? Like, okay, now weed's legal. Like, bro, when we were kids, they couldn't say anything on the air. Anything.
no,
Then
kid,
I remember slowly on regular TV, you started hearing the word shit creep in. And I'm like,
yeah.
did they just say shit on The Simpsons? Or like,
That was South Park that introduced that
I
pioneer.
was just like, wait, what? And then you hear ass, and I'm like, the only thing they're not allowed to say is fuck. And I'm just like,
And
bro,
now
what?
I've actually heard that creep in sometimes into network TV.
Get out of here.
Yeah, even in PG-13 movies.
It's
They,
pretty nuts, man. I feel
there's
like
some really asinine regulations for PG-13 movies when they're allowed to say fuck once or something like that. It's crazy.
Joel, we're not even that old, and morally, I feel like in the last 25 years, the morals in this country have just been in decline.
Oh, absolutely. Look, dude, kids don't know the struggle that it used to be to try to find a damn bag of weed. They don't understand how hard it was.
They don't know about the haraki kaki.
Exactly. They didn't know what it was like having to go to the guy that you know that smoked, or have him hook you up with his dealer, and having to go out and meet the dealer. They don't know that struggle, man. So
Y'all
that was
don't know about
passage.
buying the fill before the weed. It's a
They don't know.
curse.
They don't know. And then you got the weed, and you didn't have a pipe, so you have to makeshift one out of a soda can.
Or foil.
I don't know. All right, this person is not going to come in the chat, but a comment from a viewer says, I had a 50-year-old man keep telling me that he was an asshole and that I deserved better, so that I would break up with him first. This is coming from a female. So the guy was telling her, I'm an asshole. You shouldn't trust me, blah, blah, blah. You should break up with me. You deserve better than me. But he wouldn't break up with her.
That
That's
guy was either cheating
oh, that's
or
what it was.
just felt too bad to break up with her.
Yeah, he was either cheating or he was too much of a pussy to actually tell you, hey, we're done. Which is how it should be. If you're done, you're done.
I know, but some people don't know how to detach from somebody.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like at our ages, if you're past 30, why are you playing those sort of games? That to me is just ridiculous. All right, let me move on to my next one. So the last one was she starts small arguments, she starts accusing you of cheating, she starts projecting on you so that you'll take that action and you'll break up with it. Now the next one is if you notice big changes in her shopping habits. If she all of a sudden things that she didn't do the past few months, and now she's starting to buy new earrings, she starts to look up new workout gear on Amazon. If she starts buying new swimsuits, whether summer's coming or not, it doesn't matter. Something's up. You need to pay attention to that. Why is she buying those swimsuits? Who's she buying those earrings for? She bought them last week, but she hasn't worn them for me yet. That was a pretty hot number of a dress she bought. Where is it? I took her out a couple times. She never wore it. So who's she wearing these things for? When women get a new outfit, they want to put it on immediately. When women get new shoes, new earrings, new anything, they want to use it right away. So if she's not using it for you, she's using it for somebody else.
Seriously.
I'm trying to tell you.
It's crazy because, like, I guess being over 30 and being, I guess, experienced in relationships, it's just so easy. Like, once you're used to it, it just becomes so easy to just be like, all right, you're playing games. I'm
Yeah,
out of here.
I'm done.
I honestly feel like we're just speaking to like 20-year-old guys or like early 20s,
Oh,
even.
and that's what it's about, right? It's about helping the guys who haven't lived through all of this kind of spot these things early so they don't get got.
Bro, those are the years. Honestly, I was just having a conversation earlier today, and I was like, "Holy crap, dude! I can't even believe I dated the girl that I dated 10 years ago." Like, I
What?
would have. It was just like the girl threw a million red flags at me, and I was just like,
Oh, dude.
"All
I
right, I'm a."
I almost married a stripper. I almost married a stripper. I That is not a joke. I almost married a
I
stripper, guy.
mean, you almost did. I could say a lot of us wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a boyhood dream. I guess when you're young and horny, but I mean, God, what a stupid thing that would have been. Did you imagine? My God. And it was actually my ex-wife that pulled me away from that girl. Actually, before we even started dating, she's like, "What the fuck are you doing? This girl's fucking trouble." Kind of pulled me off of it. And I'm even though she's my ex-wife now, I'm eternally grateful for that because that would have been the mistake of a lifetime.
Oh my god, you dodged the bullet there.
And that's the thing, guys. If you're in the army, I'm assuming it's changed a little bit, but everybody in the army seems to be in a rush to get married. And it's never for the right reasons. It's always because when you're married in the army, you get like 2,000 extra dollars. That's a bad idea. That is so not worth it. Because
Two
when you
thousand extra dollars, like when?
a month,
A month?
yeah, but it's not worth it because while she's out cheating on you, while you're deployed in Iraq and Afghanistan or wherever, thank God those wars are over, but that's another topic. When you're out deployed and she's cheating on you, when you come back, she's gonna drop those divorce papers on you, and BAH or not, you're gonna have to give her half of your shit. Bad idea to get married while you're in the military, unless you've actually properly vetted and dated that person. My God, the stories I can tell about that are, dude. I remember I had a buddy of mine. We were in Iraq, and the girl that he was married to, they got married right before they deployed. So their honeymoon was maybe a couple of weeks. And he went on leave for a couple of weeks to go see his wife for it was around the holidays. And then he comes back, all the press is like, what the hell happened? Oh, she dropped divorce papers on me. So guess what? On top of her military salary, she's now getting half of his shit. So now
Damn.
she's double dipping on the army salary. This guy had to move back into the barracks because he couldn't afford to fucking live anywhere else. I'm telling you, the stories that you could hear around the military are insane. If military people had the freedom to come on these shows and just start talking stories, my God, the things you would hear. I'm gonna see if I can get some of my veteran friends on here.
Dude, I have a very close friend. Dude, he ran away at a young age, went into the Navy at 18, ended up getting a girl pregnant, I think at like 18, 19.
Okay.
Had another one, so now he's got two. And I think a year after that kid was born, she was also in the Navy. After that kid was born, maybe about a year, 2 years old, she just up and left, abandoned them, up
Yeah,
and went to Vegas,
guys.
started a new life with a new guy.
Yeah, guys. This is not a red flags episode, but a huge red flag. If she's in the military, huge red flag, enormous red flag. In fact, you deserve a slap if you ever date a girl in the military. Or no, you ever marry or seriously date a girl in the military. Okay, take it from somebody who knows. I have found this out the hard way. Jesus. Whew. Anyway, all right. My last one we already kind of alluded to. If without you, she starts going to the gym, guys, get out. It's done. It's over. She already found somebody else who she's getting ready for. She is mentally checked out.
Yeah, I feel like if it's something that like I feel like if somebody wants to start doing that, they're going to talk about it often before they start
Yeah,
actually
of
doing
course.
it. And you'll know your person. If your person's a motivated person and they say they're going to do something, they'll do it. But if it's somebody that doesn't normally
But
work
even
out,
but even if it's a motivated person and you know they'll do it, they'll if she loves you, she'll ask you to come. She'll want you to be a part of it. especially if
Yeah.
you don't go to the gym. Though as a man, you should always be going to the gym. She will want to make you part of that experience. If a girl really loves you and has no plans to leave, anything new that she takes on, she's gonna want you to be a part of. If she takes on new things and doesn't want you to or doesn't ask you to be a part of them, that's a huge red flag that she's mentally checked out. And we all know women check out of a relationship mentally before they ever leave it physically. Women set themselves up to leave a guy. Okay, the times that women just go single like that and then just go pour out around Miami or Vegas or wherever it is usually when the guy cheats on her or when they get broken up with. That's when those things happen. When a woman's about to leave you, she's usually been planning this out for a while. And I found this out the hard way. My divorce was just like that. She had been planning this thing out for
Oh,
over
it's
a year,
always
over a year and a half.
strategically planned.
Yeah, over a year and a half. When I look back,
Strategically.
yeah, absolutely, strategically. That computer was part of it.
Oh, I got another one.
Yeah, go ahead.
This one was done right in front of my face. Right in front of my face, and I had no idea what was going on.
I don't want to hear about your sexual escapades, man.
No, get out of here, bro. Um, yeah, saving up, stacking money
Hmm.
while you're living together.
Yep.
Suddenly,
Out of nowhere for no reason. Yeah.
hmm, why are you stacking thousands of dollars within such a short period of time? Apartment shopping, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah. If you catch her apartment shopping, that's not for both of you. That's not for both of you. Or well, job hunting might be a little different. But if she's job hunting in another city, dude, obvious sign. Things like that. Things that spell out big life changes for somebody, or even little changes that you are not a part of, are all signs that she's getting ready to leave. So that brings us to Justin. What do you do as a man if you catch women doing these things? You just dip out. What
Deuces.
about the guy? What about the guys that say, "Is it salvageable?"
Yeah. If
It is
you want
salvageable,
to
but there is a way.
give your balls away on a platter and just have no dignity and be a spineless man, sure.
See, there is a way to do it, and I have seen this work. Okay, it's a little complex, but there's a. Let me see what year this is from. This is an old thing. This is from 5 years ago, and it's probably older than that. And it's called Dread Game. Have you ever heard of this? Okay, you start changing your own behaviors in a way that makes her dread losing you. Okay, I'm gonna put this on screen real quick. It's a little bit complex. I'll go through it quickly, or I'll do my best to go through it quickly here. Let me bring it up. And I have seen this work recently, even last year. I had a guy at work start telling me about all these things his wife was doing. He's not a guy that's in the red pill community, so he honestly didn't know much better. So I sent him this article. And I told him, dude, just implement this to the letter. Watch your relationship change, and it did. Supposedly, he tells me now for much better, and you know, she's kind of his wife again, and he feels like he now has command. He has since then, started consuming red pill content, et cetera, et cetera. So we feel like he's got his relationship under control. We catch up about once a week, and I cannot still bring this up. All right, here it is. So hang on, how's it looking here? Okay, so this is kind of hard to see. Okay, here we go. This is called the 12 levels of dread, the rules for any long-term relationship. I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but it's essentially if you feel like your wife's starting to pull away, these are 12 steps to take. Okay. Step number one, learn to recognize and start passing shit tests. These are the things that the little arguments that she's picking with you. Start learning how to recognize the manipulation and start learning how to recognize the bullshit and start acting accordingly. That's level one. Level two, develop an action plan to improve the major areas of your life, not your life together, but your life as a man. And essentially, it means start acting independently. Your journey begins at the gym where you need to lift heavy weights. Start working out, uh, you know, committedly. Start committedly, get committed to working out on your own without her. Okay. That's if she's exhibiting these behaviors that you start implementing this action plan. Level three, you begin to build a life apart from your wife. You join a club, you take up a cause. Dare I say, you start motorcycling. Here it gives some, and I'm going to drop this link in the chat actually. So guys have access to it. Let me do that right quick. There it goes. Level four, you begin conditioning your availability to your wife with her treatment of you. You're busy now because you now have joined the club in step three. You're now working out rigorously in step two. You don't have time for any sexually disinterested, annoying, or angry wife behaviors. You take up another cause if you need to. Join, the Rotary Club. Take up a martial arts class besides the gym. Also gives you some recommended reading. Level five, you upgrade your wardrobe. You start dressing up more. You start dressing up more of the time. You're more masculine. You're more strong, and a lot of these things come with steps two and three. Okay, when you start working on it, when you start building a life apart from your wife, who's already pulling away from you, so it shouldn't be that hard. These things are going to come naturally.
But you know how you never get to that level?
How's that?
Because this is my first time ever seeing this
Mhm.
dread thing,
Okay.
and from everything you just went over,
Yeah.
you should be striving for all of these rules
To begin with,
whether, to
absolutely.
begin with.
Yes, I agree.
Because if you follow all of those, that all of those rules are basically getting you to tune into yourself. And
Let
you
me, let
should
me,
always be tuning into yourself, because if you tune into yourself, love is going to find you. It's going to be attracted to you. Everything around you is going to be attracted to you. People that are
absolutely.
always chasing, when you're chasing something, it's running away.
I will say this: all of these things that are laid out here, you should have been doing already before you got into that relationship, and you should not have stopped.
Correct.
Okay, correct. I'm saying these steps are a last resort to try and save your whatever's left of your relationship or your marriage. And if they don't work, it goes through. The last few steps are pretty drastic, and they're pretty much you ending it on your terms. Okay. Level six, you begin to study pickup artistry, how to pick up women. Before you do anything stupid, use your newfound knowledge about the stages of seduction and pickup artistry on your wife. So start learning game and use it on your wife first. Okay. Obviously, more recommended reading. Level seven, start practicing pickup artistry and learn how to approach pretty women and hold an attractive conversation. Okay, so at this point, you're starting to use pickup artistry on your wife. Then maybe you go out to the store, you strike up a simple conversation with a pretty girl. You start getting comfortable with the interactions with other girls. Okay, level eight, show your wife. Don't tell her. Show her that you're capable of talking to pretty girls in public. Start with a waitress at a restaurant when you guys go to eat. Okay. It goes through here. This is key also. Maintain the frame. You got to maintain the frame and put the relationship back on your terms, on your frame. Obviously, gives you more recommended reading. Level nine. It's pretty long. It says this is the linchpin. It is time to speak plainly, but don't start issuing ultimatums. Instead, dread at this level is an implied and credible but still as yet unspoken threat. Meaning by this time, she should be feeling the heat that you're the one that's about to leave. She should be the one dreading losing you because she's over time seeing you become a more attractive man, a man who can talk to pretty girls, a man who's suddenly dressing better, who's a lot more interesting because he belongs to certain clubs and does certain activities. So she's now going to start getting more attracted to you and she's going to start dreading losing you. So her behaviors should be getting fixed by this point. Okay, those bad behaviors that drove you to use these levels of dread, that's going to start rectifying itself.
Or like I just said, You could be doing all of this stuff before you're in a relationship, before
Absolutely.
you're married, and be more of a man because honestly, if you have to do these things while you're in a relationship, I don't think you should even be in a relationship yet.
Yep. Absolutely. Jay Blade says it right here. These levels of dread are for guys who are not leading their relationship. This is
Exactly.
a way for them to flip the script. Okay.
Yeah.
And he says right here, most guys in this situation are on autopilot. They'll never see the signs. You're absolutely right, Jay Blaze. So you have to see the signs and then be willing to take the actions. You have to do both almost at the same time. These things can take up a few months. If she's already if she's already mentally checked out of the relationship, this may not work. But these will work with a in a relationship where you're not the one who holds the frame, in a relationship where you're not the one leading. It will absolutely work, and I'll go over my buddy how his timeline went. Okay, yeah, here it is. Give the 7 steps about a month per year of your marriage. Okay, yeah. Number 10, tell her. So first you're showing, right? On number 9, you showed. Oh, sorry, on number 8. And on number 10, you tell her how it's going to be, or else you're living and filing for divorce. If her behavior hasn't corrected by number 10, that's when you start dropping ultimatums. Okay. The writer says, I got to this point in my marriage before it turned around. I told my wife, you have a simple choice to make: fuck me or fuck you. Simple as that. Okay. Now, this was originally written for the quote unquote how to fix the sexless marriage, but it'll work for any relationship where you're not the one in command, where you dread going home after work, where you don't want to be around your partner. Then we go to number 11: get a girlfriend or a mistress and start having sex like you were meant to have. Simple as that. Simple as that. And level 12: tell your wife that you have a girlfriend, so you won't be bothering her for sex any longer unless you want.
This is the craziest list I've ever seen, but
Bro, I'm telling you, it absolutely works. I've seen it work actually more than once. More recently with this guy I told you about at work. And actually, how the conversation struck up, it was exactly like I just mentioned. I was leaving work, and he usually leaves about an hour before I do. So I left work, and I see him sitting in his car. And I knock on his window. I'm like, "Hey, what's going on? What are you still doing here?" And he goes, he starts kind of telling me, I kind of really, I don't want to go home. I probe a little bit, find out what's going on. Turns out he hated going home because his wife, he gets home and it was the classic, his wife's already yelling at him. Uh, he had kids that weren't hers, and she didn't really appreciate the kids. She would complain about his kids, etc., etc., etc. I immediately told him two things. I told him about the 12 levels of dread, and I gave him a copy of the rational mail. Within 4 months, he was a much happier guy. He wanted to go home. A lot of the behaviors have been corrected. So this stuff, as out there as it may seem, as weird as it may seem, this stuff works. But
I guess
you can't be flip floppy about it. You have to commit
yeah.
to it.
I don't think I'll ever fit that the character type that needs to use that. But
No,
I
I
could
don't think you will either. And at this point in my life, I don't think I will either, because
yeah.
we're pretty aware of how these things work, and we're the types of men who are in charge of our relationships. We do lead in our relationships, and women ultimately want that. They want a leader. It's when a guy starts to shrink from that leadership role that the relationship starts to go astray.
Seriously, and that's when you feel that tension and it's just constant fighting and it's just like I think guys forget that they're supposed to lead.
Not only do they forget, a lot of guys never knew that they were supposed to lead because they were raised.
Yeah. And they think they're in this partnership and it's like, bro, when you marry a woman, who proposes?
Normally, the man nowadays, some women.
Okay, but most men these days, they just sit around like waiting for it to happen. Like, bro, if you like the woman, if you love the woman,
Lead.
Lead, make a decision. You
Yep.
want a family? Make a decision. Dude, people can't make decisions these days, and a lot of it boils down to that too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And
Men,
in relationships, they let their partner make decisions for them that they're not even comfortable with. And that chips away at their ego little by little till they have no balls. And then they have no say in their relationship. And anytime they try and speak up, they
they
get
get,
yelled at.
especially with modern women, that happens a lot. Women control sex, men control relationships, says Jay Blaze. That is absolutely right. I've said that before on this program a million times, and we've heard it from Donovan and Rolo Tomasi. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. Men are the gatekeepers of relationships. A relationship doesn't happen unless a man wants it. Sex doesn't
Absolutely.
happen unless a woman wants it. Okay, that's because those are the ultimate goal for the opposite gender. Men want to have sex, so women control it. Women want relationships, so we control them. But if we control the relationship, we have to lead. We have to own our relationship. The
Seriously.
worst phrase a man can ever utter is "happy wife, happy life." Okay,
And honestly, we just talked about signs that you're losing your girl or she might be stepping out. If you're losing your girl or she's stepping out, you're not doing something right.
absolutely, absolutely. You're the one that's not holding it down. More than likely, now there are scenarios where honestly, and we all know that there's always somebody better out there. Okay, there's always a guy who's going to be richer, faster, stronger, sexier, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The times that she finds that guy are much less, much fewer than the times where you fuck up your own relationship by not
Yeah,
leading, by not being the man, by losing that masculine burden of performance. Okay, that's how
I
it goes,
agree.
guys. That's how it goes, and it's a sad state of affairs. Honestly, a lot of the behaviors that women exhibit today are the fault of men. It's because we've stopped leading. We've let ourselves take a back seat.
Dude, I don't know what the hell. It's the whole country. The whole country.
I would actually say it's a lot of the Western world.
Dude, honestly,
A lot
like we've covered a lot of this, the weird transgender stuff. Honestly, I've been very nice about it. I've been so nice. I don't care if I get canceled anymore. I'm so tired of hearing about all the bullshit in this country. Grow a pair of balls. Stop taking God out of the freaking schools. Learn how to read a regular clock, children. Like, why they like, bro? I hate to sound like an old person,
the
but
clock.
they're strategically removing the balls out of this country, and it sucks.
Yep. No, the clock thing's a that's pathetic. If you can't teach your child to read a clock, dude, come on, come on. My daughter can read a clock.
I
Okay,
don't know, man.
guess who taught her?
I don't have any kids yet, but when I do, I'm gonna raise them like I was raised, old school, bloody knees.
Belt in the
Hit-
hand, dude. I got hit with the belt so many times. It used to hurt.
No, but man, I want my kid to play in the dirt, man, be in the
I remember
sun.
the worst feeling was not the belt striking you. It was when they hit it at the base of the belt and the all the leather would wrap around your leg and then they'd pull. Oh, that was the worst.
Do you see where we just went? I'm trying to go into like joyous moments, playing in the dirt, getting your knees scraped, and you're like, "Yeah, I got beat." Yeah,
No, everybody did. All right. I mean,
I got beat too. My mom's Puerto Rican. I got beat with the belt, and it's funny because she cried while she did it.
I remember there's a funny story my mom tells all the time. One day, I was like in maybe third or fourth grade. I don't remember. And the way she tells it, I don't remember it, but the way she tells it is like she came in with the belt because I had done something wrong. I forgot what it was. But then I said, hold on, let me pray. And I go like and she felt so bad that she didn't do it. It was funny. I
Yo,
laugh at
you know what? I have a little campaign that we can start.
what's that? Bring back the belt.
Yo, honestly, yeah.
That's the thing, though.
Uh,
We don't need to bring that back with Hispanics because
we can make a red hat. It can be beat your kids again.
make whoopings great again.
beat kids again. Dude, honestly,
That might
that
sell. We
that
should put
that
some.
could be the problem because I got my ass kicked and I think I turned out pretty respectful and morally,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
Bro, these kids
Absolutely.
have no respect for adults. I feel bad for the teachers these days.
Oh God, man. That was one thing I would have loved, and I would be a teacher. That's something that I would enjoy. But when I think of the challenges a modern teachers face, I'm like, Eesh, maybe not.
I
Yeesh.
don't know, man. Kids are mean.
Yeah, kids can be rough.
Kids are really mean. I don't know.
All right, buddy. Let me get some final thoughts. We are at an hour and 4 minutes. By the way, guys, if you haven't hit the like button yet, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell Jay Blaze something on the chat because he's the only one on there right now. Tell him to
My
check.
final thoughts, skip that whole dread level bullshit.
You just did.
Just dip, bro. Grab your balls and get the hell out of there
But isn't
and
that the problem,
learn
though,
how to be a man.
Justin? Isn't that the problem that if a guy is in that situation, is he gonna have the balls to just break it off?
Bro, I'm sorry, but if you're in that situation that you got to learn how to do all that, she's gone. She's getting dick down before you're on step 3.
That is very likely. You are right about that.
Like, you don't have time to learn to be a better man when you think your girl's cheating on you. I'm sorry. Get out of there and learn how to be a better man, and the right woman will find you.
I am gonna second that final thought. We need, bro. The hat is it's just gotta be make men men again. Men make men again. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna do that merch and I'm gonna start selling that hat. You think I'm kidding?
uh,
All right, guys, that's gonna do it for tonight. Episode 43 of the J&J Dating Dynamics podcast. I'm number one Jay. He's number two Jay. That's gonna do it for us tonight.
make men
Make men again. Say it.
make men non-birthers again.
What? No, you ruined it. On purpose. All right, guys, we're gonna dip out. That's gonna
Dude,
do
it's getting weird out there, bro. What's going on?
it. By the way, hang out in the studio. Don't leave yet. That's it, guys. Peace out.
Later.